You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Bienvenido al podcast de The Way. Si quieres aprender inglés y hablar con confianza, estás en el sitio correcto. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a mejorar su inglés y alcanzar sus objetivos. Visita nuestra web theway.es para conocer más sobre nuestros cursos online desde A2 hasta C1 y descubre cómo podemos ayudarte a avanzar en tu aprendizaje. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen Langcert cómodamente desde casa.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Way podcast, and YouTube actually. So today we're going to be doing an unfiltered episode, which means that this is unscripted. There's no script. There's just a general idea. It's so that you can listen to a native speaker speak more authentically, speak naturally, and that maybe you can connect with the style of chatting videos, I guess you could say. Today's topic, though, is about B1, B2 speaking questions. So in the Cambridge exam and in the language cert exam, they always start with questions to help you feel comfortable and to get to know you a little bit. And the topics are always the same. And the B1, B2 are very similar. So I have prepared 25 questions, right, that we can look at. I'm not going to do all of them because that will be a long video. But we can do half and then see, maybe another day we can do the second half, right? I'm going to speak slow, but still my normal speaking. I'm not going to edit how I speak. I will try to use different vocabulary, but I want to sound as natural as possible. Okay, so I'm not giving you the perfect exam answers. I'm just answering them as a native would answer the questions. Okay, right. So let's start with number 10. Question number 10. Do you ever listen to the radio? What an interesting question, because in many ways, the radio is becoming obsolete, right? Meaning that nobody really is using it anymore. I do listen to the radio, sometimes in the car, but usually when I'm cleaning my house, right? However, to be honest, usually I'm listening to music on YouTube, or sometimes I listen to music on Spotify, but there is an opportunity in some areas of my life where I still listen to the radio. All right, let's do something in the line 20. How do you like spending your weekends? There's the theoretical way and then the realistic way. Theoretically, I'd love to go every weekend out into the mountains and go to the beach or go into the city center. And Anthony, who you've met on these videos and YouTube and on the podcast and on TikTok. Anyway, so you've met Anthony. He is the one that like really seizes the day, and he's in the mountains and he does things with his mornings, and he's very active every day, not only on the weekends. Me, on the other hand, I am very introverted and I am a homebody, which means I really enjoy doing my hobbies and being with my cats and being with my husband at home. Yes, we'll go out and we'll go to the beach sometimes and we'll go to the mountains or to the city center. But more often than not, we're at home just enjoying being together. You know what I mean? All right, let's do one from line 7. Do you like cooking? Yes and no. I do enjoy cooking when I want to cook, when I have all the ingredients and I'm like, wow, I really want to make this, whatever. I don't really follow a recipe because every time I follow a recipe, it's a disaster. Um, but I do enjoy cooking when I want to cook. I don't want to do cooking every single day. I don't want to go into the kitchen and say, oh, we need to make whatever. But when the inspiration strikes, then yes, I do enjoy cooking. To be honest, my husband, we cook about 60-40, as in 60% him and 40% me. He's more adventurous with his cooking. Me, not so much. I cook very simply. Right, let's do number 22. How often do you exercise? It looks like this activity wants to call me out. It's a good phrasal verb. To call someone out means that you don't listen to the bullshit that they're talking and you're like, but what's the reality, basically, is what call out means. To be honest, I'm trying to exercise more. If I can get myself into the gym 3 or 4 times a week, then I'm happy. It's been a love-hate relationship with exercise. I used to be very fit and then I lost the habit, and it's been a struggle trying to get back into the habit. But for the past months, maybe 6 weeks, I've been quite diligent and going more often. I really enjoy it when I'm there and I enjoy getting there. But starting a new habit can be slow. So bit by bit. Right, so that brings us up to 4. Okay, let's do number 1. Right, where is a good place to visit in your town or city? Okay, so I live in Murcia, in the Murcia city, and nothing really beats. That's a good verb. Nothing really beats going to the city center, but specifically along the river, right? So by the town hall. Right, so if you are in Murcia city, you have the cathedral square, and then if you walk towards the river, then it has the town hall, and then there is like a walkway, like a paseo that you can go across the river, across the bridge, and then there's like a walkway for kilometers and kilometers and kilometers. And it's one of my favorite places in the city, because in my city of Johannesburg, there's no river. There's no source of water in Johannesburg. So most cities originate because of a water source, a river or a lake or the ocean. All right. Johannesburg was founded because of gold. So there's no natural water source. So for me to have water in the city center is beautiful. Okay, so that brings us up to 5. There are 25. So let's do maybe another. Maybe I was thinking of doing 12. So let's do another 7. Let's do number 12. Tell us about a film you really like. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a film buff, right? A buff is a person that is super freaky, is like a very knowledgeable about something. So I'm not so much of a film buff. It's not my thing, but I do enjoy watching films in general, like relaxing on a Saturday evening, whatever. But my absolute favorite film is 100% going to be Lord of the Rings, right? Lord of the Rings are just the perfect book adaptation that has ever existed. And if you look at the qualities of movies now, and you look at the quality of the movie, when did Lord of the Rings come out? I want to say 2001, maybe even 1999. Like, Peter Jackson really used old traditional filming techniques to create the magic of Middle-earth. And I think that's wonderful, especially because I love reading. I'm a huge book nerd, and not all book adaptations are done well, right? So 10 out of 10 for Lord of the Rings. Okay, let's do question number 15.
Which country would you most like to visit in the future?
I got asked the question. Which country would you most like to visit in the future? I've done a lot of traveling. I did a lot of traveling in my 20s. So, if in terms of going back to a city, as in going to return to a country, I really want to go back to Prague. And yeah, I really want to go back to Prague. If I had to choose a new place, a new country, so Prague of the Czech Republic, but if I had to go to a new country, I've never been to Far East Asia and I've never been to South America. So maybe a country like Thailand or a country like Japan. Or if I had to go to South America, maybe I would choose Argentina. They are super far. Okay, let's do question number 25. How often do you go to the cinema? Never. The last time I went to the cinema was probably 2018, like a long time. Nowadays with streaming, I just don't see the point of going to the cinema. And I already told you, I'm not a film buff. I don't want to see someone else's white light on their phone, while they are looking at their phone in the dark place of the cinema. I don't want to hear kids throwing popcorn and being loud. I prefer the comfort of my own home to watch films. So I can't even imagine myself going to the cinema in the future. Never. I forgot about going to the cinema, actually. Like, I forgot that that's something that people still do. Anyway, number 4. Where do you like listening to music? I'm not a huge music lover. I do enjoy music, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy music. But I'm not like overly obsessed with it. I enjoy music when the vibe is right. So if you're in Spain, I listen to 40 Classic because I like the old school music. When I'm cleaning the house, I have playlists on Spotify for like new music that I'm currently listening to. But I will usually I listen more to audiobooks, to be honest. So listening to music would be in the house when I'm cleaning, sometimes in the car. Not very often, because more often than not, if I have a free moment to listen to something, it will be an audiobook, not even a podcast. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts either. But I have this need, like an ingrained need to listen to an audiobook. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question, to be honest. Right, so we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 3 more questions. Number 17. Are you happier doing mental or physical work? Theoretically, I like them both 50-50. I enjoy physical work as in farming and, gardening and getting your hands dirty or painting. I enjoy that aspect to it. But there's the mental aspect of, mental work of is reading considered reading considered mental work? I don't really know. What is mental work? For me, if I had to break it down, how the answer is pertain to me. Mental work for me is like journaling, writing, reading, which is already the things that I do. And those for me are very mentally focused. There is an aspect of physicality to it, obviously, but for me, it's very much bringing your heart and soul and mind to the forefront of what you're doing. So I would definitely say more mental work, but I do enjoy, sometimes you just need to get your hands dirty doing something, not so much exercise. Exercise is great, and I think exercise has its place, but specifically the, like I said before, farming, gardening, painting, washing the car, those kinds of things, I enjoy a lot as well. Okie dokie, let's do number 24. How much time do you spend at home? Now, I said previously that I am a homebody, so a lot. And And if I have to be honest with myself, maybe sometimes too much. My husband and I are trying to be more active. So more time outside, more time doing things, more time not just enjoying the comfort of our home. So I guess I would say I'm spending more time outside the home, but probably still the majority of my time. If I have an opportunity to be at home, I probably will. You wouldn't say so. Like, guys, if you came into my classroom and if you attended like any of my lessons, I'm very extrovert in the classroom and I'm very loud and I'm very in your face, trying to pull as much out of you as possible as a teacher. But I think because teaching for me is such a social activity, as in I have to be very on top of my game and I have to bring my best foot forward, that by the time I finish work, I'm very, like, you know how you blow up a balloon and then the balloon starts deflating? That's me in the classroom. I'm so full. And then by the time I start having free time, I'm just so tired. Right. Okay. Let's do question number 9. Do you think English will be useful for your future? Well, yes, I am an English native speaker. So let's change this question. Do I think English will be helpful for students in the future? 100%, especially from a Spanish perspective, where it's sort of demanded at a degree level, but also because English is so useful. I'm not talking about traveling, because traveling is neither here nor there. Also a good expression, meaning it's not really anything. You can travel without needing to speak English because of Google Translate. But the biggest thing that I think that students that don't speak, or people that don't speak English, is that so much of the internet is in English, you know? Academic documents and papers and research, not to mention social media. It's just, it is the universal language for a reason, right? You could be reading about an academic in India whose paper's in English because they also speak English, then to Canada who's, making a podcast. There's just so much. And I think it is detrimental for students not to learn English to some degree. But if I have to answer the question for myself, let's choose Spanish, because I'm trying to improve my Spanish. Do I think Spanish would be useful for my future? Yes. There is so much to learn from the Spanish language, and I really need to focus on improving it myself. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it. So we still have quite a few questions left, but I think that the episode is long enough for today. So let's call it a day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and that you enjoyed listening to a native speaker answering the types of questions that you get in the exam. Otherwise, I'll speak to you soon and check you later. Bye.
Si disfrutaste de este episodio y quieres llevar tu inglés al siguiente nivel, te invitamos a descubrir nuestros cursos online en theway.es, diseñados para mejorar tu fluidez y confianza en situaciones reales. Hemos ayudado a miles de personas como tú a transformar su aprendizaje. Visita ahora theway.es y realiza nuestro test de nivel interactivo de manera gratuita. Además, si necesitas una certificación oficial, también ofrecemos la opción de realizar el examen de Unfiltered cómodamente desde casa.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.